Ahsoka Season 2 can show audiences how two of Star Wars' most important characters met during or after the events of Star Wars' original trilogy. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Ahsoka Season 2 can give audiences a long-awaited and long-overdue scene. Ahsoka has been vital in setting up the next phase of Star Wars storytelling. Not only has it set the stage for the Imperial Remnant's resurgence and Grand Admiral Thrawn's return, but it has also changed how viewers perceive and understand the Force. Above all, however, Ahsoka Season 1 brought Ahsoka Tano closure. Her guilt over Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side has been lifted, and she's free to become who she was always meant to be, a beacon of light in the galaxy. But she's not the only major Jedi still alive during this time. Now that she's reflected on her relationship with Anakin after their reunion in the world between worlds, she can further build on her relationship with another member of the Skywalker family, Anakin's one and only son, Luke. Though the two unusual Jedi have shared a scene in the book of Boba Fett, of all places, there's so much left to explore. And Ahsoka Season 2, in particular, can depict a key event. Luke, Yoda, and Obi-Wan Kenobi all held a singular belief during the original Star Wars trilogy, that they were the last of the Jedi. And yet, other Star Wars projects have since proved this simply wasn't true. Though not all Order 66 survivors made it as far as the end of the war, Ahsoka Tano certainly did. She was saved by Ezra Bridger in the world between worlds, just before the events of A New Hope. Though she presumably began searching for Ezra during that time, it's easy to imagine that she reconnected with the rebellion at some point, given her past role as an informant and her relationship with General Hera Syndulla. The rebellion was mighty but small. Word would have easily spread about Luke Skywalker's heroic feats during the Battle of Yavin, and Ahsoka, as one of the few remaining Force users, would undoubtedly have sought him out, especially if she had learned his full name. Strangely, Star Wars has never depicted how Ahsoka and Luke met, despite their meeting being a monumental moment, both narratively and emotionally. Ahsoka was deeply connected to both Anakin and Padme Amidala. Meeting their child would have meant so much to her, and it undoubtedly would have meant the world to Luke as well. Luke forgave and redeemed his father in Return of the Jedi because he believed in who he used to be and who he could be once again. After Obi-Wan and Yoda both died, Ahsoka became one of the few people who remembered Anakin as he once was: brave, strong, adventurously reckless, and compassionate. These are all qualities Luke possessed, too, and both have undoubtedly found comfort in the other, remembering this person who was so important to both of their lives, but taken away from them much too soon. Ahsoka and Luke's meeting deserves to be seen on screen. Their relationship brings together Star Wars original stories and all the projects that have been released since, giving the Skywalker saga even greater significance. The scene Ahsoka and Luke shared in the book of Boba Fett should have been more impactful, but it felt somewhat underwhelming due to its inclusion in a Mandalorian spin-off series. The book of Boba Fett should have been Boba's show. Instead, 2 episodes were dedicated to entirely different characters, including Grogu's training with Luke at his newly formed Jedi Temple. Despite the importance of learning that Luke and Ahsoka had met, their shared scene felt strangely out of place, throwing off the pacing of the series and raising questions rather than answering them. Audiences didn't even know if they'd ever see these 2 characters share the screen again. Ahsoka Season 2 can rectify those mistakes. Not only can it reunite these 2 iconic characters, but more importantly, it can depict their very first meeting, providing context for their conversation in the book of Boba Fett and any other future interactions they might have. Ahsoka's next season could include this interaction in one of two ways. For instance, a simple flashback scene could occur after a conversation or altercation in the series that makes Ahsoka think back to her first meeting with Luke. However, there is another way.